Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to review another interface for ChatGPT for education, for study, for research, for scholarship. And that program is called Cheat GPT. So I guess already it's very upfront about how it's imagining its users, that its users are people who want to cheat, who want to break the rules. I think it's an unfortunate choice of name. But anyways, Cheat GPT. So it's designed, as it says here, I'm at the website cheatgpt.app. That's the website, cheatgpt.app. It already says quite clearly your GPT-4, so it's suggesting it's you can have access to what is offered through ChatGPT Plus subscribers, the more advanced version of GPT. GPT-4 study assistant with superpowers. AI might be taking over the world, but at least we can use it in a smart way with Cheat GPT. I'm not even sure I understand that. How can you be using something that has the word cheat in the title in a smarter way? Anyways, I'll stop harping on that. It says it's a better alternative to ChatGPT. It says it's always online, so it's never down. I don't understand how that can be. Maybe that's an empty promise, because we know that ChatGPT also goes down, and this is just an API connecting, to ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT under the hood. It's GPT. We're cheaper than ChatGPT. Okay, that's true. We'll show you the cost in a second. We're faster. I'm not sure if we're faster than ChatGPT. It's pretty fast. I've tried this so far. You can also upload photos. I guess that's similar to other kind of multimodal inputs that ChatGPT is now allowing. It can be your personal tutor, it can paraphrase, it can translate, you can sign up for the newsletters, and they have, so far it says, over 5,000 users worldwide. Who is the creator? The creator is Pablano Emmanuel. That's his page on GitHub. We can see that he's based in Italy, and so he's a programmer, and he's written a bunch of different programs. Okay, so that's what ChatGPT is. Cheat GPT. So what we can see here is, if we go to the Cheat GPT page, you have the option to use and access GPT 3.5 or 4, which is only for if you unlock the premium features over here. You have to pay. So it's a paid plan, meaning it's for a student plan, it says basically $2.99 or $3 a month, and for the pro plan, $5.99 a month. But we're not subscribing to it right now. Here is, I guess, the key interface, right? It allows you to have different modes as the program is designed. It can quiz you, it can be a personal tutor, it can summarize, it can translate, it can improve your English, it can paraphrase, it can chat. And if we go back here, what are the different subjects it can that it can be a tutor in? It's a bunch of different subjects: math, science, history, English, so on and so forth. But what exactly is happening actually? What it turns out is it's just really a prompt, if you will, a prompt writer, right? So when you select, for instance, personal tutor, and you select social studies, you can see here that it preloads an engineered prompt that says, you are a social studies tutor. Respond to the user's question by explaining in an easy to understand terms. This may include providing step-by-step instructions for solving a problem. So in other words, it's basically telling the program, ChatGPT, which is under the hood, to be, if you will, a particular type of tutor in a particular subject. Here in social studies, let's say if I click on economics, you see it just is changed to economics. And then, if you select computer science, physics, you'll say you are a physics tutor. So on and so forth. So it's very simple. It's very a simple prompt saying, to ChatGPT, you are this type of a author, you are a physics tutor, you're a math tutor, you're a social science tutor. Please respond to the questions by the user and create, if you will, a step-by-step instruction set. Okay, so I tried that. And I asked it to be a personal tutor for social studies. And I asked it, so here it says you are a social studies tutor. I said, teach me university level criminology. I'm a criminologist, and so I know, of course, a little bit about the subject. So it says here, sure, I can give you a brief introduction to criminology at the university level. It's a study of crime. It's an interdisciplinary field, which is true. Here are some key concepts, theories, types of crime, criminal justice system, research methods, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what it's giving you. What does what would be the response if we asked just plain ChatGPT, right? So here is through the interface of Cheat GPT. I asked it, teach me university level criminology. And then I went over here on the right to just plain ChatGPT, teach me university level criminology, exactly the same. So basically it says something very similar. It also, like on the left through Cheat GPT, ChatGPT, which is of course the same as Cheat GPT, is just Cheat GPT is just an interface to ChatGPT. It gives you the theories of crime. It's a bit more detailed. It tells us about classical theory, biological theory, psychology, or psychological theory, sociological theory, the criminal justice system. So it's very similar. It's almost identical. Theories of crime, criminal justice system, types of crime, research methods, same here. Crime prevention policy, which is a bit different here. Here on the left in Cheat GPT, it says policy and practice. And yeah, so similar, it has 5 bullets, and also in Chat GPT, it also has 5 bullets. I then go back here, we look back on the left in Cheat GPT, I ask it, tell me more about theories of crime. And so it has a introductory paragraph, and then it says some examples of looking at individual level theories of, if you will, theories of crime. We can look at biological, psychological, rational choice theory, and then sociological theories, which is then broken down into 3 sections. 3 different theories: social disorganization, strain theory, and social learning theory. So we'll over here on the right, when we ask the same question to ChatGPT, it's very, very similar. It's a bit more, if you will, fulsome. The response, the explanations are more detailed. It talks about the classical theory, biology, psychology, sociology. And then it also, just like here, it breaks it down into, well, here actually it's 3: 1, social disorganization; 2, strain theory; 3, social learning theory. It's basically the same here: social disorganization, strain theory, social learning. And then it actually adds an extra one. It says labeling theory, right here. So I don't know. I mean, if one were to be using this as a study, as a tutor, and I was interested in learning more about criminology at the university level, I would have to say that plain ChatGPT with the same question, the same prompt, is actually stronger. And I didn't even actually tell it to be an academic or scholar, unlike the engineered prompt on the left. And then here is an important part. When I was testing it earlier, or testing it last night, it says, after my 3 questions, my daily free credit limits is reached. So I'm not so sure how useful the free version is, because you really can only ask it 3 questions, and then you have to wait a whole other day for your credits to be reset. So it's a very stingy, if you will, free trial. So, but I gave it a shot, and I tried it again this morning, and I asked, can you rewrite the section on string theory and provide more? Please use an academic style or a professor's voice, right? And I asked the same thing here. And it says, certainly. It's quite interesting, actually, because on the right in ChatGPT, it also begins by certainly. So it says string theory is an attempt to do this. It was developed by Robert Merton, so on and so forth, according to Merton. Yeah, so it's about 5 paragraphs explaining, if you will, the one of the key figures attached to string theory. Okay, so on the right in plain GPT, it says it has an introductory paragraph. It cites Merton, or Robert Merton, as one of the founders of string theory, and then it breaks it. It's a bit different here. In this section, I guess it is actually more scholarly when I said use an academic style or professor's voice, because there's no bullets here, which is more common for, if you will, a textbook, or if you will, a journal article. Here it breaks it down into bullets, which is, I guess, useful for learning, but it's not necessarily, if you will, an academic or scholarly voice in the context of a textbook or perhaps a journal article. But nonetheless, still useful. It talks about the 5 different key features of the string theory, which often is broken down in some books into, if you will, bullets. And then it goes on with 1, 2, 3 more paragraphs, and this one ends. So, if I were to be asked which one is a stronger explanation of, say, criminological theory, or the study of criminology, or in particular string theory, and the explanation of Robert Merton as being one of the key figures, I would say that they're both similar. I would say that Cheat GPT is not as perhaps extensive. So you can see that even the answers that ChatGPT gave us were much more extensive. They were longer, more fulsome answers. It changed a bit, I think, in the last, maybe a bit here at the bottom, when I said use an academic style. It did actually, it became a bit more detailed, maybe, I think, in that sense. But would I pay? Would I pay to use this when the other service is currently free? Or similarly, we could have tried it with Bing. Maybe I will test it later, make a separate video to test it with the other, if you will, search AI search engines, Bing Chat. I would say it's not any better. And it's actually worse in the sense that you can only ask it 3 questions before it gives you this message. Please subscribe to our professional, or the pro service, whatever. I guess what is also interesting, or maybe useful, is I guess if you are not used to working with ChatGPT, this is useful in the sense it's saying there's these different modes, right? It's already saying we will pre-write that prompt for you to say you are a math tutor or you're a social science tutor. And yet, I think, if you start using this and you are, say, a student, you may not have, you might not have the deepest pockets. You might want to save money with it. I would suspect that most people wouldn't use Cheat GPT because they would know that the ChatGPT is the exact same service with some, if you will, prompt engineering. There's some very minor prompt engineering. You are a math tutor. Explain this to me step by step. That's not that hard to type that in for yourself and then save yourself a bit of change. I guess what is useful maybe is that there's this section called quiz. And so it will ask you, and again, it's not that amazing. All it's saying in its prompt is it's telling the GPT under the hood, you are a quizzer. Ask 1 question at a time about physics at hard difficulty. You can set the difficulty here, easy, medium, or hard, right? You can, here, I set it to easy. You're a quizzer. Ask 1 question at a time about physics at easy difficulty level. Help the user give the correct answer and then move on to the next question. So, I mean, that's useful, but again, you could also simply just type in that prompt. You are a quizzer, ask 1 question at a time, help the user arrive at the correct answer. Anyways, So I think I don't think this is a very. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, I don't think that this is a very good, or it functions fine, but in the sense of utility or efficacy or usefulness for a student, especially at a university level, I don't think it's very useful, because I think a university student can type in these prompts themselves. There's no added value to Cheat GPT. In fact, I think there's a negative value. If you look at the logo of Cheat GPT, it's this, the hat that you wear when you graduate, and it's kind of melting and falling apart, and it's discolored. And the very name Cheat GPT, I don't think many students would want to use a program to help tutor them or help quiz them or help learn about a subject that has the word cheat in the title. So maybe there's a branding problem. I don't know if you upgrade to the paid service, you do of course have access to GPT-4, but again, that's not that different than subscribing through other services. Like, again, I think I've reviewed services like Perplexity, for instance, that also allows you through the paid service to access GPT-4. I don't know. I guess for some people, maybe it's useful to have these menus already built in about quizzing and about being a tutor, for these different subjects, that it can help summarize, it can help translate. I didn't test the translation, but again, it's very similar. When you select translation, it's just saying you are a translator. Translate this message into English. So again, the features are so basic that they're really actually just, in a sense, automatic prompts that have been, if you will, populated within the program, and you select them through a menu. So I don't think that is very useful. Yeah. So there you go. That I don't, what's my final thoughts or my final summary or verdict? Would I recommend it to a university student? No, I don't think this is very useful for a university student. Is it useful for an academic researcher or a scholar? Absolutely not. It's really, I think, marketed towards perhaps high school students, and yet it's saying that it is useful for tutoring all these subjects, which are not necessarily high school subjects. So I'm not sure who it's tailored to. Maybe at a college level, I'm not sure. And again, the branding of it being cheating, I think it's self-defeating to call your product a way to cheat. And it may be attracting the wrong audience or the wrong users. Okay. Thank you, and I hope that was useful.